would you be without me, Prime?
Time to goon.
And welcome to the hashtag #1 non-shilling gaming podcast in the world, you gorgeous gamers. Let's get it on.
The clouds rolled in like a rodeo, sky painted wild, put on a show, quarter rings wide, said let's take a spin, bull in the air, let the chaos begin, smash JT's pacing, sweat on his brow, he's biting his lip, he's wondering how the next ride's calling, it's getting loud. Sky rodeo, we're flying so high, the bull's got wings, it's tearing the sky, laughing in circles, the Gronks squad roar, they're crying, they're howling, they're asking for more. Lethal's grinning, Cream's cracking jokes, Maz is unhinged, he's ready to poke, John Connor's flips, extra zero dives, this chaos is art, it's how we thrive, smash JT's trembling, he's losing his cool, the white snake's target, the sky's the duel, this ain't no playground, this ain't no school.
Smash JT, your wife's going on a ride with the Sky Bull.
We're flying so high, the bull's got wings, it's tearing the sky, laughing in circles, the Gronks spots roar, they're crying, they're howling, they're asking for more.
Who's ready to ride with the Sky Bull next?
Sky rodeo, we're flying so high, the bull's got wings, it's tearing the sky, laughing in circles, the Gronk squads roar, they're crying, they're howling, they're asking for more. Sky rodeo.
From this day forth, your whole belongs to me.
And hello everybody, how the fuck we doing? Good to see all you motherless fucks in the chat, you sons of bitches. Welcome back to Gronkin Gaming, and right now you are watching Gronkin on Dogs, the single greatest gaming talking podcast on the entire fucking internet. And oh boy, you thought last week was wild with the whole Palworld drama. Now there's more lawsuits, well not lawsuits coming down on them, there's more of their lawsuits being fucked over, man. It's looking really, really bad for Nintendo, and I am so fucking happy about that, man. They are just getting beaten on every single fucking front over here, man. And the worst part, well actually the best part, they fucking did it to themselves, man. So I, for one, am fantastic to see that this is all going down. So Square Enix had an interview, I believe it was late last week, but we're only getting around to it today. They pretty much said we want to do Expedition 33. That's what we really want, which is ironic because Expedition 33 is them going, we just want to do all Final Fantasy. So there's that over there. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Disaster. I've been keeping an eye over this for like a week now, but now I think it's the correct time to talk about it because PlayStation's offering fucking full-blown refunds for it. It is that much of a fucking disaster, man. We have a lot to talk about. We got some Xbox stuff to talk about. We got so much to fucking go over. So before we go any further, I need all you bitches in the chat to hit that thumbs up button to get it as blue as those Gordana hands that I want wrapped around my throat, spit into my mouth as the eyes start to roll into the back of my head. Yum diddly yum diddly yum yum. And we have the great Vex Electronica. How you doing?
Crackers.
I'm
just trying to bring the Maz energy. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. How are you? I don't really care. How are you, Jono?
Wow, I never know. I never get asked.
I'm the only guy that asks. Oh, fuck you anyways. But anyway, I'm doing good. Enjoying my nice day, and fortunately, right after the stream today, I'm going to stream myself, finally, get back onto my fucking channel and play some freaking Battlefield 6 tonight. So if you guys want to pop in after the show, come hang out. Going to be a little bit of an open thing. I'm going to, anybody who's on the Steam Friends list can come join me on the shenanigans. and we're gonna go at it for a few hours. I'll try to get back on track. Sorry, folks, but I'm back. Jono's back.
Sorry, I'm back.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah. Yeah, that's a wild way to word it, but okay. Sorry, I'm back. Well, let's go through and say hi to the chat. Last Toxic Mail, Gravy D. We also have Sandra up in this bitch. I see Jade Shadow, P-Dub, Carl's here. Hello, Carl. Fucking hell, this thing is a bit broken on my end. Extra Zero. Hello, Extra Zero. Lord Beaufort, you can't start at 3 now. Yeah, you motherless fucks had a time change. Your daylight savings and whatnot. You sons of bitches. Good to see you, Lord Beaufort. How you doing, you freakazoid? Speaking of freakazoid, we have Boss Hog. This dude is legitimately fucked in the head, dude. Hello, Boss Hog, you fucking schizophrenic motherfucker. James Hurley, hello. Mark, anyone I've missed, I do apologize. But before we even start, we've already got some fucking super chats. Thank you so very much, everybody. Appreciate that. We have Last Toxic Mail with a 5 through super chat. Real talk. How many wallets has Jono stolen this week? Also, Lethal looks like he wants to shit in my street like a proper Indian. Ain't that right, Vex? Okay, there's like 3 things to address in this one.
Yeah.
One, how many wallets have you stolen?
I personally have not stolen a single wallet, but if you're looking for one, I'm sure I can got one for you.
Okay. I'm white, and that's right, Vex.
What?
There we go. There we go. See, she agrees. And then we have Last Toxic Mail with another 5. It's a good butt day. You could have just ended it on that. It's a good butt day, and we know these women in the chat got no asses. Oh, jeez. So how about Lethal bend over and present his fat ass that I abuse on a weekend basis? There's a lot to break. No, we're just going to ignore that one.
I mean, he's correct. Listen, I live vicariously as a pancake butt through Last Toxic Mail's sodomy of your juicy rump. So I can agree with that statement.
My juicy rump sodomy. Juicy rump sodomy. All in the same sentence.
And sorry I'm back is the weird one tonight.
Oi, Lethal, you want to laugh as a poo, mate? Have Vex paint the red dot on the middle of that wide ass 40-inch projector you call a forehead, mate. Real talk. What is that for? I wake up in the morning, I look at the computer, it says, fuck Vex Electronica, fuck Nazma, and fuck Lethal. Why do you say fuck Lethal? Vex Electronica fucked you first, bitch. I don't know why you're fucking hating on me for. The Skyball, shout out to the Skyball boys and girls, with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. If you're a JT fan, I already creamed your fucking hell. Oh, jeez. All right, well, let's just go ahead and get started. We're going to start with something I saw that I was a bit like, what are we doing? What are we fucking doing? You ever have those days, Vex, where like you're just a bit, what the fuck is even going on here anymore?
I think that's literally been every day in 2025 so far. In all fairness.
At least once a week we get something like that.
I saw this and I couldn't help but be like, okay, we're just going to quickly go over this. And I feel like we haven't done Grummz hate in a little bit. So let's go hate on Grummz just really quickly.
All right. I'm down for it.
So this comes from MetaPCs. And it says, because why not? Why wouldn't you want a waifu PC? Introducing the Waifu of the Month collection. I personally think that's a cool idea. But I get called a fucking Japanophile the way I put my socks on. Every month, one new limited edition waifu case you won't find anywhere else. The builds are handpicked and just want the case print. We do that too. November edition is Marigold. Now, for those of you, I believe that's how you pronounce it. For those of you who don't know, that's one of the, well, I can't even say characters because the game doesn't even fucking exist really. But that's one of the characters from the Grummz game, right?
Ember?
And Ember.
Really?
That's a character from Ember, right? And then I saw this Victims of Grummz, just fucking so funny I had to follow it. Marigold was the subscriber skin for 2021. And it's still yet to be seen in the game. However, Ember fans may now buy a PC case or pre-built gaming PC featuring that art. And there's just like an image to back in 2021. You know, this is all in like fucking Nazma's video and shit like that about the JPEGs and all that, which is basically all it is. Now, look, I don't have a problem with MetaPCs. I think they do some pretty cool shit, but how are you going to fucking sell this when this isn't even out yet? There seems to be something fucky going on here.
Let's go back even for, like, simpler. How are you going to market a skin on a PC for a game that doesn't actually exist?
Exactly. It's not like anyone can look at that and be like, "Oh, I played that game. I know that character."
Right.
No one fucking can do that.
Like, honestly, the most Grummz has done on Ember this year is killing an indie developer that made an Ember clone a month ago.
Yeah,
that's the most that nigga has done this year.
And cry about people fucking talking about it. That's about it. But somehow you can go and buy this, which I don't know. I'm just confused about this whole process.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no interest in MetaPCs anymore because of this. This is like a massive L, massive L.
You would assume they'd do their homework on this at the very least, like,
right?
And make be aware that this is not even barely a concept art of a character that's not even implemented into the game. It's just like, this is as if if Cyberpunk, the original teaser trailer, if they started like selling the characters like or art of that. Oh yeah, that's right, they did. Fuck, the scumbaggery. Oh no, yeah, this is truly like what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? This is.
I believe there's some back end fuckery going on here.
Yeah.
Because, like, look, this idea, Waifu of the Month collection, that's pretty cool in my opinion. And it's video games. You have literally millions to fucking pick from, right? You could just do, here's Big Titty Jill Valentine. Okay, cool. Everyone knows who that is. I guarantee you, most people, if you just showed this image, just this image, and showed it to most people, to like 99.99% of people, they wouldn't know who that is. I wouldn't know who that is if I
got a
didn't read
theory
it.
on this.
Go ahead.
It's possible that they made a shout out to try to get it, because you need a licensing for any of these popular waifus.
Right.
You need some sort of licensing. So they probably sent out requests saying, hey, do you want to do a compilation, do the waifu, slap it on the case and such. And probably one of the first people who responded to it, Grummz, because they know that he has his game and it's being in development and they have a level of confidence in him still, despite everything that's proven otherwise and over the last few years. They would decide to make a deal with him.
If that's the case, that's an even bigger L. Like, if you're doing a waifu of the month and licensing is your issue, there's so many artists in like just the gaming sphere alone. Just like put out an open contest and be like, draw your best waifu. We'll put it on a PC. That's such a great way to, because Grummz just fucking AI generates all of his skins now. He's not even like hiring artists to do this shit. Like, this is just culture war bullshit at this point. Like, I don't want to buy a MetaPC anymore. I'm sorry. But like, if this is the kind of people that you're willing to partner with, like people that have scammed hundreds of thousands of dollars out of people and kills indie developments and lies through his fucking teeth about what's going on in the industry for his own bias, you're a fucking L company, man. Like, this is beyond cringe. This is beyond L. Like, I have no trust in you as a potential consumer anymore.
Yeah, the only way Ember will be on any PC, as far as it's going, like, not a damn word. That's it. The game's like, shit, we're getting close to a decade that game's been in development, haven't we? At least we're getting the close. Yeah.
We're going on 9 years come January.
Holy moly. You think they're going to beat Duke Nukem
Star
forever?
Citizen? Oh, Duke Nukem forever.
Well, Star Citizen at least has a game out, man.
I was just going to say, I can shit on Star Citizen all fucking day, but you can go and actually play it.
Yeah.
So
and it
there
is,
is that.
It's a quadruple A game at AA price. An actual quadruple A game. But anyways, this is, hard L on them. They didn't even send to Quebec anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to buy something from them in the first place.
There you go. Did you see Grummz' other L today? Like 4 hours ago?
No.
I sent the link in the private chat.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did too. Sorry, I didn't see that. Okay.
You're
all right,
good,
chat.
bro.
We're starting the stream off with some Grummz hate, actually. Haven't done that in a bit. Okay, you know what? Seeing as how we're doing Grummz hate, here we go.
The attack on my life has left me scarred and deformed. Hashtag free Stellar Blade. Anyway, I'm gonna have Nick Ultra by the pool. See you, losers.
All right, what is this? I have not seen this.
So you know how the anti-woke slop creators are on this crusade against Circana for
because that
reasons.
PlayStation shill Moriarty raped Smash JT on a stream and he's too stupid to know he got raped?
That, as well as like they keep running with, it's just a conspiracy theory. There's literally been no evidence, but they keep reposting this one screenshot of Ubisoft's stock value, but they all keep using the 5-year marker for it instead of the year or even 6-month marker. Yeah, if you just click the image, it'll pull up the full thing. I'm kind of baffled by this, because then in a screenshot after this, he's like, "Oh, well, this is the worst selling Assassin's Creed out of the last 5. So if the last 5 were successes, what relation does that have to this graph of the last 5 years?"
Yeah, there's not much of a shakeup.
Yeah, I'm just, all of them seem to be using this as a dub, and I'm just, if you look at actually the spreadsheets, because like Yahoo Finance and Google Finance, you can go in and you can actually look at what like the gross revenue is, what their cash holdings are, and all of that stuff. And just the default number that you see show up on like the front page when you type in the stock value is not necessarily representative of how an entire company is functioning. I'd like to point that out.
That's true. Yeah.
So, like, for example, because I deep dived this over the weekend, Take-Two stock prices are up, like, I think like 1 or 2%. But if you go into their history, their revenue's been down for 3 years. They actually haven't made any income in the last 3 years. Their cash holdings are basically non-existent to what they claim their company value is as well. So that looks like they're either borrowing money or just inflation is moving at such a rate that the numbers can't really keep up, and it's causing a huge discrepancy. Yet the stock value is positive, so at a face value, these fucking retards are like, "Oh, Take-Two's doing so great though, the stocks are up." Like, Ubisoft also just like, they could they finalized that deal with Tencent in the spring?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's
they have.
also going to cause a huge shakeup, because now the fundamental operations are going to change a whole fucking lot.
Yeah,
And let's-
absolutely. In
like,
that case, for the
go ahead.
for that matter, the Tencent deal, most of their major IPs that made the money over the last 10, 15 years are all going over to that new subsidiary company that is entwined with Tencent. What are these guys? What is the main office going to be doing now? What are the devs in my backyard are going to be doing? They don't know. They're not going to be making the next couple of major IP games from Ubisoft, as far as we know.
This is
Brain damage.
Yeah,
Brain damage.
I found another company this morning, because like there's this guy that I subscribe to on Substack, because he has really good like insights into sales numbers and what's doing well, right? So this company called Alinea Analytics, because I hate that like somehow we've demonized the fact that reporting users is a bad thing when that is a very fair metric. When
It depends on the context, though. Sometimes
okay.
it gets used as
Active
just, like,
users.
Active users, yeah, but sometimes it gets used to like artificially look better than what it is.
Right, but like I'm saying, because in terms of like companies like Ubisoft and Microsoft, where they release all of their content on a subscription service, it makes far more sense for them
Yes,
to
that
say
one does.
users,
That
right,
one does,
than
yes.
copies sold, versus like a company like Sandfall Interactive, first time developer. Of course, you're gonna fucking prop up your sales numbers because that's your first fucking published game. Of course, you're gonna be excited. But Kylo, no baby later.
Who the fuck? Oh, she's talking to a cat.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she's talking
sorry.
to her pussy.
But like, so Alinea Analytics just takes all of the like daily active users, and then it extrapolates from that and compares it to what the potential sales numbers could be. So on a completely different metric, they were also able to confirm that Ghost of Yotai probably sold about 2.5 million copies.
This is where I get really confused about this whole thing is, well, I'm just going to think back to a few years ago, right? When just the really go back. I can remember when a big talking point about Last Jedi was, yes, it sold really well, but that doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah. I mean, we do that all the fucking time with movies and shows. There's tons of movies and shows that don't get great viewership, but they're good. But they just the
way
box
around.
office, right? Like, I don't understand why, bruh. Like, if we're just looking at gaming in isolation, FIFA, which is just a reskin, sold every year, was a top seller. Literally every sports game is just a reskin that tops the sale charts. Call of Duty tops the sale charts, and that hasn't been innovative in almost 15 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Bad shit always makes money. If we're looking at movies, the Minecraft movie made over almost $1 billion. And that's just literally fucking autism vomit on your fucking face.
It's crazy too, because even that premise was set because we all recognize that it's Assassin's Creed. It's gonna make money. It's gonna sell units. It wasn't that hard for all of them who were vehemently about like trying to prove themselves right now. They could have just said, yeah, okay, yeah, it made a good share of money. That doesn't make it mean it's a good game.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was more like, is it gonna do well enough to get them out of the hole? And the best example I used the best example I heard was Cream when he said it did well enough to kick the can further down the road, which means not out of the woods yet, but you bought yourself a bit of time.
And I think like if the last time you guys even looked at like the Ubisoft finances or whatever on stream, I think you had even determined that like they're not doing great, but they're doing a little bit better than they have the last couple years.
Yeah, it was like a slight little up. You go, oh,
right. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm kind of at a, like, you can hate something that's popular. That's totally fine. I just don't understand this mentality.
DICE. I hate DICE. You
There
going to
you
tell me
go.
Battlefield 6 failed?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jono, you were going to say something.
No, you're absolutely correct on that. It's just I'm still flabbergasted that they made the premise, but now they're just so vehemently about calling this an absolute failure when nuance is completely free and available here.
Can we get a shout out to brain damage, please, chat? Oh boy, but don't worry, we got plenty more brain damage to cover, boys and girls. We have lots of memes with a 2 or 3 super chat. I'm here to give Lethal a JPEGing for real. What's a JPEGing? Like there's JPEGs and then there's pegging.
Oh, I think it's because is it because you like Japan? So a Japanese pegging, maybe that's it.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna get a little.
What's the difference?
There's honor in a Japanese pegging you than anyone else.
Konnichiwa! Slut to the death!
That just sounds like another form of seppuku, but anyways.
Mozza memes with the tour. Is Mozza catching up on horror news to join? Mozza actually messaged me just before. He couldn't make it today. The other 2 days he couldn't do. He was supposed to be on today, but he couldn't do today. So he'll probably do tomorrow. And Monday was when Queensland had, like, I'm not joking, they had a pretty fucking bad storm. But yeah. All right. Okay. And then we have Mozza memes again. See, Mozza's basically here. We have Mozza memes with another $2 through super chat. That picture is so fucking wild, by the way. Culture Wars is now just brain damage. Oh yes.
Yeah, if you're following certain people, it does feel that way for sure.
Yep.
Got to keep that gravy train running with the retardation, baby. All right, anyway, we have more retardation to talk about, and this time it's, ironically, Japanese. That's something funny. Nintendo's patent and Palworld dispute is being re-examined by the USPTO. So last week, I believe it was, we talked about how Japanese courts were being like, nah, this is bullshit and you know it. And now we have US courts are being like, maybe we should look back into this a little bit more. So if I was Nintendo, I'd be sitting there going, son of a bitch, we almost had him. So this is actually a positive sign for us, right? A significant development has transpired in Nintendo's patent infringement lawsuit against Palworld, as one of their patents is being re-examined by the US Patent Office. For those wondering, it's September of this year, Nintendo acquired a patent amid its lawsuit against Palworld, and we no doubt would have talked about this on stream and probably have a video on it, so you can go check that out. The patent in question, US patent number, relates to summoning characters and allowing them to engage in combat against one another, which is like the most basic fucking thing in the world of patent. There goes like half the games in existence. Now, the USPTO director has personally ordered the office to re-examine the patent. So it wasn't like everyone did like a vote and said, maybe we should go through this. No. The top dog came down and said, I think there's some bullshit here, and we need to go back through this again. So according to a report by GamesFry, which we have over here, USPTO Director John A. Squires has personally ordered at his own initiative that the organization re-examines Nintendo's patent against Palworld due to 2 older US patent applications. All right, so now these are the ones that fall under review, all those big numbers. And if they fall, then the other ones will fall as well, like a house of cards. The re-examination is being conducted due to the failure to cite prior art references in support of the instance of this patent. Now, just thinking out loud here, I think this all fell apart when Nintendo had that wild-ass statement about mods not counting. Ever since then, everyone's just been like, what the fuck do you mean that does not count? And then it's just all cajillions of examples have come out, and they're being like, maybe we should have just shut the fuck up on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that. It was the straw that broke the camel's back for it. And on top of it, like seeing the recent events with Japan denying that probably caused, and plus the uproar for it must have been loud enough for him to make some noise about it himself, because you know how the USPTO is. A lot of times it's heavy duty bureaucracy, and at the end of the day, it really is just the stamping. And if those, if these patents, and the other thing too about this is that the patents, like Cream was, I think if I remember right, Cream was talking about it, that the patents, the way it's set up is that there are a few certain things in that patent, everything else is super crucial on. So yeah, like it said, like a house of cards, even more so than most.
Well, again, just to bring it back to the mod stuff, and again, I have no proof of this. I think the big one that was mentioned that really made them shit themselves was GTA. Was when people said, "Oh, but I can mod Pikachu into GTA and have him kill 20 fucking cops. That's not a problem, is it, though, Nintendo? Are you going to tell me that doesn't fucking count?" And that's when they were like, "We don't want to go against GTA, man. Hey, we are Nintendo, but going up against GTA is a whole other can of worms right there." Okay, but anyway. The 2 prior art references have been specified as well. Nintendo's 397 patent is related to character summons in combat, and it seems Konami and Nintendo itself have patents that can be considered prior art. Konami's patent application was filed back in 2001 and published in 2002. The other is Nintendo's own patent application, which was filed in 2019 and published in 2020. Both of these prior art references teach a player being allowed to perform a battle in a manual mode and in a simpler automatic mode. So for those wondering, re-examination doesn't mean the patent will be revoked. Nintendo will have 2 months to come up with a response. Oh, they got to lawyer up big time. And during that time, third parties can also present challenges through other prior art references. Holy shit. Oh, you're going to get... Everyone and their fucking grandma's going to send you all these examples. Just as a fuck you. Moreover, if Nintendo tries to sue over that patent in a United States District Court, the court would say that proceedings pending the outcome of the re-examination. Oh boy. The director initiated the order for ex parte re-examination, what is this, John Wick, to address the element that the original examiner believed made Nintendo's patent distinct from prior art. Moreover, there might not be any more developments in Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld in the calendar year, but 2026 should see some decisions to come into play by a proceeding judge. So regarding the lawsuit, one of Nintendo's anti-Palworld patents was recently rejected in Japan, which we went over. Okay, so
I have a question actually, because I'm not too well versed on patents, and I haven't been keeping as tight an eye on this whole Palworld thing. Oh, thank you. I feel so welcome here now. So if the U.S. rejects it, does that have then conflict with the patent that they would have filed in Japan? Does that cause issues for games that would be distributed on like Nintendo platforms in the US? Would it cause problems for games developed in the US distributed in Japan on Nintendo systems?
Do you mean if the patent's rejected or if the re-examination is rejected?
If the patent ends up kind of dissolving after the re-examination, like they realize like, hey, Nintendo, you can't fucking patent this shit in the US.
So I'm not a lawyer. I have brain damage. But from my understanding of it, just based off everything else, it just seems like we're kind of back to where we were, where people are just going, well, you can't copyright breathing, can you? So it's probably a good thing if it gets rejected.
Oh, no, I agree. It's a good thing. But I'm just because Japan's patent laws and probably Nintendo's patents in Japan are very different to the ones in America. So I'm just wondering, is there going to be a conflict when it comes to publishing or distributing on
the one in
Nintendo
Japan
systems?
already got rejected. That's what that big thing yesterday was about. Was Japan was like, no, you can't really do that.
Okay,
That's not
okay.
happening,
All right, yeah, I'm not up to date. So okay, thank you.
That is a valid concern on whether whether a conflict of patent permissions would come into play. I couldn't tell you for certain. Honestly, that is a lot of patent mumbo jumbo that I'm not familiar with.
This does
because initially
open the door.
people thought it was going to be the other way around. People thought America might be the one to deny it, and Japan will be the one to allow it. When Japan's denied it, America was allowing it, and now they're like, oh, maybe we need to look back into this.
Because I'm wondering, because this opens a whole door for just like other developers and publishers to patent things, right? But given like there's just like games don't stay native to the countries that they're developed in anymore. They haven't in a very long time. So isn't this going to just cause like a pipeline of issues potentially down the line if people start saying, oh, we want to patent this, we want to patent that? And
yeah, that's actually what the big concern was about the whole thing was, well, where does this end? Because technically driving a car in a video game sort of counts because it's not the character that you're playing as. Technically, calling an airstrike in Call of Duty counts because you're the one pressing the button to give the command, kind of like saying, Charmander, use fire breath.
Yeah.
It's not really that different.
AC-130, use howitzer.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a massive, massive can of worms. So fingers crossed that this goes to absolute shit, and fuck you, Nintendo, you dirty dogs for trying to pull this shit.
Yeah, best of luck.
Oh boy. Yeah, fucking assholes, man. Hopefully, come on. Can we end the year with a fucking miracle that it just completely just stops and collapses? And
I think there's going to be enough third parties that are going to come in and bring in their own content to prove that this isn't an illegitimate patent that they're trying to pull here.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. So next we have something that we haven't talked about in a while. Two things we haven't talked about in a while. Concord and StopKillingGames. They kind of cross paths a little bit over here.
Oh,
but I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to spoil it for everyone in advance. It's bad news. It is bad news.
There was good news around Concord at one point.
Well, I meant in regards to the whole StopKillingGames thing.
Okay.
Look at that fucking picture. So Concord's sudden shutdown is such a big deal. It's been brought up during a UK government debate on the video game consumer laws. So this all ties back into StopKillingGames. And one of the examples that was used was Concord. Now, I know everyone wants to trash on this game. It is a fucking piece of shit, right? But there is a fucking argument here going, well, you sold this game and less than 2 weeks later, you shut it down. That's not right. And when it comes to video game preservation, it really is all or nothing, all right? You know, just because you might think a game is the worst fucking thing ever fucking made, it still should be preserved. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rules when something is just so heavy in fucking copyright scams and all that type of stuff that it just can't exist anymore. That's another can of worms, right? But just because a game is an absolute piece of shit, disaster, monstrosity, doesn't mean it should be completely nuked. And a great example, I would say, is Anthem. People paid money for Anthem. It's a fucking piece of shit. And all the servers got taken down. And that means you can no longer play it. That's not right. That's not right. Even if the game does suck ass, there should still be ways to play that game. And one big argument that always comes up against this, and this was the one that Pirate Software was going to die on this hill, was going, oh, it's too much money for developers to maintain servers forever, which is not at all what people were saying. Everyone agrees that that's way too expensive and completely unreasonable. What we're saying is there should still be a way to play it, whether it's just a completely offline mode or whatever it is, player-created servers. There should be something there, right? And that goes for Concord as well, even though it is a piece of shit. So Concord did come up in the discussion in a recent UK government, whatever it fucking is called over there.
Parliamentary debate.
Parliamentary debate. So to think that StopKillingGames actually got that far is pretty fucking amazing on its own, right? So I will maintain that even if it all completely goes to shit, the fact that it got to this level is a big fucking eye-opener. All right? But that does bring us to this. Digital ownership must be respected. UK Parliament debates Stop Killing Games campaign, but government doesn't budge. Governments are always the last ones when it comes to this type of stuff. All of them, because they're all fucking boomers and retards. That's just politics in general, right? So Stop Killing Games is a consumer campaign that challenges lawmakers to introduce legislation that will stop publishers from being able to destroy video games they have sold to consumers. And the big game that started all of this was The Crew from Ubisoft, which is a racing game. In fact, if you guys haven't seen it, we did do a live stream with Ross, who started the whole movement. So you can go check that out. Specifically, it calls for laws that stop games that rely on online servers from being shut down without viable offline alternatives for those who invested money, citing recent examples such as The Crew, Concord, and Multiverses. And again, the point isn't about, are these games good? The point is not about, do you like these games? The point is about, you should not be able to take something away from someone that's bought it. That's the point. Yeah. In Europe, a petition for Stop Killing Games amassed more than 1 million signatures, sparking a response from its Game Industry Lobbying Association, which argued that it should be legally risky and prohibitively expensive for developers to develop these games in a way that could be supported when official developer support ends. And in the UK, nearly 200,000 people signed a petition for the issue to be debated in Parliament. And on Monday, that just passed, the UK Parliament debate took place with dozens of MPs presenting their arguments for why the government should rethink how consumer laws protect those who purchase games. So we have Pam Cox. It sounds like a porn star name. Argued that concurrent laws do not adequately protect consumers. And they fucking don't. Nowhere in the world. The Stop Killing Games movement highlights the growing frustration among players who see their purchases just vanish. It's clear that digital ownership must be respected and that publishers should look to provide routes for players to retain or repair games, even if the official service support for product ends. So another MP argued that government to consider the cultural importance of video games when reviewing consumer protections. I agree about the extent of which games have cultural identity, and that to take them down erases a cultural and artistic heritage that is vital to society and to the wider industry itself. And I completely agree with him on that one as well.
I love that statement, actually. Oh my goodness. That's kind of crazy to hear politicians agree on like the artistic value of video games. Jeez.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, China's gay and shit, but Black Myth Wukong was pretty fucking big, man. And that was like, hey, look, here's like hardcore ancient Chinese mythology. Have fun, you know?
I guess but I guess what I mean is like every time video games and politics comes up in the same conversation is usually trying to demonize one to uplift the other, right?
Very true.
Here you have politicians finally just fucking acknowledging like, hey, this is a valuable art form and we should preserve it the best we can, just like we do with literature and film and all that stuff.
Yep. As campaigners have rightfully argued, if every copy of a book, film, or song were destroyed, we would see it as a cultural tragedy. We should view the loss of video games in the same light. Agreed.
Well said.
So then they argue that consumers were asking for a fairly simple guarantee from game makers that they won't suddenly be left with nothing after purchasing a game. I'm not demanding that publishers keep servers running forever. And that's the thing that people need to like. I know, like, we all sound like broken records, but it does need to keep being saying, no, that's not what we're asking for. No,
why do we have to keep saying that? It's because the freaking companies and everybody who stands against us keep reiterating the same fucking argument and we're bringing up the same damn retort, and we're not getting anywhere further past that because they keep bringing up the same fucking argument.
Yes, and it's not even the original argument.
Yeah, exactly. A goalpost move. Yeah, shocker.
Campaigners are not asking for indefinite technical support. We are not asking companies to keep pouring resources into a game they are finished with. What we are asking is fairly simple, that publishers should not be able to deliberately disable every copy of a game that consumers have already purchased, leaving them with nothing. Fucking oath. So then they argued at the end of support seen many modern video games wasn't the same as an electronic company ending support for an older printer because it still prints documents. What we're seeing with games is different. If someone bought that printer and then one day the manufacturer sent out a signal that deliberately stopped it from working, claiming that it had reached the end of its support, that is not support ending. That is obsolescence, which is entirely different meaning. Yes, that just means you've killed it.
Why
So,
am I being reminded by Windows operating system?
Oh, yeah, they need it fucking too. They need it fucking too, right? The MP cited Ubisoft's The Crew as the recent title that was shut down with no way for owners to play it. He also named EA's Anthem, which will soon see its service disabled. Platinum Games' Babylon's Fall and Cliff Bleszinski's Lawbreakers. Games I imagine that would have been popular with certain members of previous parliament. Okay.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Maybe the mythology stuff. I don't know. Freak. Shoot your shot,
I
man.
know
I guess.
you play The Crew, motherfucker. I know you play The Crew.
I guess, yeah, whatever works.
Although I respect the government's position, I cannot help but observe that what is happening in this space should be perceived as a breach of consumer protection under the fair trading regulations. The fix in this area could be as simple as there being more transparency. That's an example as well. When a consumer purchases a game, it should be crystal clear that the publisher could deactivate it at any point. Yes, at the fucking minimum, yes. However, I want to go further. We need to retain something and ensure that publishers make the game playable for consumers long after they've pulled support of it. Going back to The Crew, the game did not need to be shut down. Ubisoft could have patched in offline play or allow private servers going forward. The ask from the consumers is simple. If the industry does plan to kill a game, it should ensure that consumers have a reasonable option to continue using their products for a single-player experience on private servers. Responding to that argument, the government's representative, Minister for Sport, Tourism and Civil Society of Youth, acknowledged that consumer sentiment behind Stop Killing Games, but suggested there was no plans to amend UK law around the issue. So that's kind of where that falls apart then, isn't there? The government recognizes the strength of feeling behind the campaign that led to the debate. The petition attracted nearly 190,000 signatures. Similar campaigns, including Europe's Citizens Initiative, reached over 1 million signatures. There has been significant interest across the world. At the same time, the government also recognizes the concerns from video game industry about some of the campaign's asks. Online games are often dynamic, interactive service, not static products, and maintaining online services requires substantial investment over years or even decades. See, they're still missing the fucking point.
That's it. They don't want to get past those arguments. It's like fuck. We can't do it because of this. No, it's this certain point of view, so we can't move forward on this. It's like, okay, we get that. We have solutions here. No, I don't want to look at those solutions. Oh my fucking God. Like,
can I ask a
going.
question though? Just cause on that note though. So there's tons of games from the PlayStation 2 era, like the 360 PS3 era that doesn't get online support, but you're still able to play the game locally or natively and just do a multiplayer. Like a lot of the older Call of Duty games do that as well. If you want to do multiplayer, you can still do it locally so long as another person has that game on a console, right? So what's the difference between doing that and just keeping these games natively, just give it localized access, if that makes sense?
Shut up. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because
Seriously, that's pretty much it.
There are arguments on that. It's like, well, we can't ensure that the game always stays great because it's on offline, and it's starting to fall apart in my own head on that. Yeah, because we know it's we bought it, it's owned, we should be allowed to use it. Whatever works with it is our decision. Whatever we want to mod with it, it's ours. But they because of those mods and certain things, and we need to preserve our intellectual property to ensure that it's not being abused or overused, so that we don't lose the property right. They're trying to treat this if they let it go, that it's losing your IP or letting people use it freely without it going after them through lawfare legally. That they'll just automatically lose it. It's in a sense, it's like they're treating their games and the use of it for the online play like that, but it's totally not the case. It's really just they want to keep control on it. They want to keep control of the online play and ensure that they always, if they have control of it, there is always an avenue of getting all the money that they get for it, rather than having third parties or other people get the money that they believe they deserve.
I'm
Spot on.
oh god, okay, maybe I'm just not that greedy. Maybe that's it, but I still can't. You've made your money. Like, you sold physical copies of that game, you sold online DLC and whatnot for that game as well. You still turned a profit. So when you're no longer supporting it, who gives a flying fuck if someone's making, like a fan server to keep the game alive? Like, there's been instances, I can't remember like which game it is, but games that died out years ago got revived thanks to fans, and then it pushed like developers to actually start like making content and talking about that IP or franchise again. So I'm not understanding the logic here outside of we want control. That's
pretty much it. Well, it's like
Pretty much
what
it,
we do.
yeah.
We do live in a day and age where the intellectual properties, if you don't have, if you don't hold it tight to your chest, it's going to get taken or it's going to get used, and people are going to take advantage of it. So a lot of folks in this society, they just act for any sort of IP that they own, that they know they legally owned. They will like fight tooth and nail to ensure that they control it and they own it the way they see fit, not the way somebody
But
else
that's-
sees fit or the government sees fit.
But that's why the also included is at the bare minimum, just make it more transparent then. At the bare fucking minimum. When you pick it up, there's a big fucking red line that runs across it that says, oh, by the way, we can turn this off.
Yep.
Just something, just more transparency. Steam made some pretty good transparent updates start of the year, late last year, something like that. Why can't you just take that and put it on a fucking box? That's it. There you go. There's half the problems gone right there.
Yep.
It's just more transparency.
Carl brings up a good point too in the chat there. The simple answer is this: it's a lot of work for little return. Considering all of the extra efforts that they have to put into the programming to create that it's online, having it offline dedicated to allow the server browser system to access
I have a counter
private
to that.
servers and such.
If you're going to keep raising the price of the games, of the base games, then fuck yeah, it should be there. If you're going to keep raising
Absolutely
the
right on
price.
that.
agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to keep bringing up that price, then you should be able to put in equal amounts of effort of that price raise as well to ensure that we can have our ownership of the games that we purchase from you. You bring more loyalty too.
That
way.
argument
fuck
still
yeah.
doesn't make sense when games for the longest time had offline modes, though. Like, it doesn't make sense that suddenly we just can't do it anymore. It's too intensive for us guys.
We just want your money.
Yeah, just allow us to
boy.
play multiplayer on local play. LAN was a big thing back in the day. It was like the bread and butter of our multiplayer gaming back in the late 90s and aughts.
Speaking of, we just want your money. Let's catch up on super chats.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Graham with I'm going to do my John Graham impression. John Graham with $5 Australian dues. Oh yeah. Even multiplayer only games should have a local LAN option at bare minimum for obvious reasons, and optionality to use VPNs for internet play. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I think with the John Graham impressions, you're supposed to do the hand Haktua movement as well, Lethal, just to make sure you're 100% accurate with it.
What are you implying there?
I'm just trying to get an authentic John Graham impersonation out of you. That's all I'm saying.
So I try to read a super chat with a $sign, and your initial thought is perform sexual acts.
Like John Graham would, yes.
Fair point.
She's the cut queen that directs, man.
Fair point. Every time I always talk about, you know what, John? You know what, Cream? I think I'm just going to molest you. Let's get it over and done with. Every time I say that, Vex is like, oh, I'll get the camera.
I got to get that bag, man, and people will pay to see a bunch of really ugly dudes peg each other. So.
Oh, I thought it was just for your own gratification. Anyway, multiplayer only games should all have local LAN option. Yeah, I don't understand how this is not a fucking thing. It just seems, in a lot of ways, we just seem to have gone backwards. And again, it purely is because greed. They just want fucking money. That's all it is. That's all it is. But at the bare minimum, just be more transparent, and then I think you get rid of a lot of problems. But again, though, I will bring it back to, if they're going to keep raising the price, I think it's only fair to expect more. Then,
agreed.
Where are we at? And then Moz Memes with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much. When we loading up Arc Raiders, you gabagool. Listen, you fucking cuckold. There's like so many games out at the moment that I want to play. And Arc Raiders is one of them. Look, I got to fucking whore myself out playing Fortnite to get Ninja Gaiden. What's a cracker? I got to do my Moz here. What's a cracker got to do to get Arc Raiders around here? I want Arc Raiders. I want Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, there's so much. All right, one thing I don't want, though, is Mortal Kombat Legacy. So let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, because holy shit, what a bit of a disaster that launch has been. Like, the mess, the jank, like, people are pissed, and rightfully so.
Can someone, like, bring me up to speed? Because I just don't pay attention to the internet anymore, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and just get something else for you, just to give you more context. This one's pretty fucking bad. Okay, there it is. All right. So, yeah, this will do. So leading up to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection release, I think most people were actually excited to be like, oh, fuck yeah, I get the older ones and I get to play through them again. Well, it's an absolute disaster, right? But even before the game came out, and this was something we were supposed to talk about last week, but we just didn't get around to it. Did any of you guys see the fucking art book?
No. Oh, no. Yes, I did. Yeah, people were complaining about this, actually.
So they used like an AI upscaling. I believe it was like an AI upscaling to do the renders. Look, what the fuck is that?
Oh my god.
How much was this?
I can't remember. But this is a physical art book. So if you're like a diehard Mortal Kombat fan, you're going to be like, yep, I want that because that's got all the old concept art, a whole bunch of shit in it. I got to show you how Shang Tsung looks. You think these ones are fucking bad?
Katana looks like she's got eye bags for her eye bags.
Sub-Zero and...
You know when like you give kids those like paint by numbers like sheets, but you give it with to like shitty like dollar store watercolors? That's what this kind of looks like right now.
Yep.
All right.
Nailed it.
So let me show you.
Extra Zero said that this was $40.
$40 fucking USD. $40 USD, by the way.
That'd be 60 for us.
60, yeah.
Something like that. 50, yeah. 60 bucks.
Let me show you how Shang Tsung looks in this because it's really fucking bad. Oh god, why can't I find an image of it now? Oh. Let me get it. Well, his is like the worst. Oh wow, the absolute fucking worst. Maybe Twitter. Maybe let's go on Twitter. Art.
Wow.
Oops. Sorry. Copy. Sorry. One moment, everybody. I don't.
Okay, we understand the brain damage slows you down. It's all right.
Technical difficulties. Working on it. Yep. Doesn't have to you all the time.
You shouldn't have to upscale any of this though, right? Because this is just sitting in an archive somewhere. So why are you?
Yeah, but if the pixelation is at such a low scale, low resolution, and you're trying to put it onto a big, modern print, like if it only prints at like 1920 by 1080 per se, digital.
That's just laziness. Then there's plenty of like art books for legacy like IPs that have managed to publish stuff no problem, and for whichever format they choose. So this is just laziness.
Or maybe a crazy idea, get somebody to actually like redo it, hand draw, maybe.
Oh, that's effort though.
Here's a better look at Katana. I can't find the image of Shang Tsung, which I am very surprised because his is the fucking like most offensively bad one. Mm-hmm. It looks really, really, really bad. Oh, come on. Where the fuck? Why is this so hard to find?
He's pretty much like a Fu Manchu looking guy in the original game, right?
Kind of, but when you see this image, it's really bad. Anyway, it's pretty fucking bad wherever it is.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hold on.
The one here right now is atrocious enough.
Yeah. But then the actual game itself came out and it's fucked. It's fundamentally fucked. There's input lag on the menus, just to give you an idea of how bad it is, right?
On a fighting game. Oh god.
Oh boy. There's input lag on selecting your character. So imagine when you're actually playing, right? So now Sony of all companies is allowing Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection refunds because the PS5, PS4 completion is a downright nightmare, right? It's bad. Like, don't get me wrong. The PC, the Xbox ones, they're fucking bad. But the PlayStation one it's like Cyberpunk going, this should actually be fucking illegal to launch it like this, right?
Okay.
The original arcade games were designed in such a way that AI could read your inputs, thus countering absolutely everything you do. So that's because of, you got to remember, Mortal Kombat came from an arcade machine, which arcade machines are the original gotchas. They're the original fucking loot boxes and shit like that. It's designed to take your fucking money, right? Specifically, Mortal Kombat 2, the AI in that game cheated. It could read your moves before you did it, so it counted a lot of your shit, right? So that way it was just ripping you off. But now, that's followed over into this, by the way. The newly released Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, sold primarily on its authenticity, retains all of that code, even if you fiddle the dip switches to set your difficulty very easily. Unfortunately, in 2025, it's causing headaches for new players who perhaps didn't understand what they were signing up for. So there's people getting refunds because, yes, the game does cheat. That's just how it is. I don't know why you'd put that in the console version. But anyway, this person says, I got a refund on Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and this is coming from someone that actually grew up with the trilogy onwards. The AI input reading is downright a nightmare, and it shouldn't have been like this. Still, it's completely unacceptable. One of the worst remasters I've ever played, right? So the issue must not be proving particularly prolific because technically Sony doesn't have a refund policy for digital games. And I believe Cyberpunk was the first time they ever actually did it. And we all know how Cyberpunk launched. So if this is also getting the Cyberpunk treatment, that should sum it up just how bad it is. Note exceptions in extreme circumstances like Cyberpunk or Mind's Eye, but generally it doesn't allow customers to return digital games. But in this instance, it does seem like customer support is accepting return requests as evidenced by the aforementioned Reddit thread with screenshots of a PlayStation representative. To be fair, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection does have other legitimate issues right now involving input lag, which developer Digital Eclipse has promised to patch. More details due this week. It's fucking shit. Like, there's no polite way to put this. This game is, in its current state, not worth your fucking money. Do not buy this. And I was super excited for this. Super excited. I love Mortal Kombat. I don't talk about Mortal Kombat a lot, but it's one of my favorite things. But this is a piece of fucking shit. Don't touch it. Everything about it is fucked.
I'm actually a little bit surprised because, like, with how PlayStation dominates the console market right now, and with how many of their sales are strictly digital, that they don't have something implemented like what Steam has. Like, what is it? Steam is like less than 2 or 10 hours, and you can get a full refund.
Yeah, less
something
than 2
like
hours.
That. Yeah. So I'm actually very surprised that PlayStation hasn't done this yet. But dang, another remaster, heavy quotation marks, that has failed spectacularly.
Yeah, it was probably a super fucking lazy port over.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
They had it before, because this should have been an easy just carry over and just make sure that it functions properly and the input lag. My goodness, for a game that's so old, you'd think they'd be able to easily put that together, but no, they just slapped it together, threw it out, and just expected people to buy the slop.
It looks like they did, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
unfortunately,
with the art book, that I think like the most egregious one would be like the AI art for the art book of all things. You got to like that just desecrates it. It's not that's not a preservation at all. And you're selling that to people, expecting them to overlook that. Nah.
And even like a lot of the stuff in the book, there's not really a whole lot of new stuff as well. So the diehard, like the people that live, breathe Mortal Kombat are going through it going, I've already seen all this. There's nothing in here that's like grabbing me to go, whoa, I've never seen that before. But there is some good shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's 100% like that. There is definitely some cool shit in there. But it's so just buried down by everything else of how fucking bad it is, man.
When was this announced, by the way, this collection? Was this in development for a while, or did they just kind of spring this on everyone?
I believe they announced it. Oh, was that a fucking direct, wasn't it?
I think
Hold
so.
on, let's see.
A direct this year? I believe it was a direct this year. I can't. Why can't I find this fucking Shang Tsung image?
I'm just wondering if it because of the current state that WB is at as a company, as a whole, if maybe this suffered as a result of it, because they had a ton of layoffs in their video game sector throughout this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone is just there's been a lot of head executives that are leaving the company too amidst the sale. And it's because every interview I see about what's going on at WB, nobody really has a consistent through line. And WB's been pretty good where you can usually infer what the state of the company is based on what their publicity is like their own publicity. So yeah, that's why I'm wondering if this ended up just we've got to make some money. We have this IP. Let's just toss it together and put it out there, even though we don't have a team that's semi-competent enough to deal with this.
Casualty of negligence, damn.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm gonna find this fucking image.
Which is a shame, because had this actually been properly put together and was it updated for consoles, it actually would have boosted their portfolio value for the sale
massively. Yeah, especially and it also feed into the the push for games preservation of all things too. The arcade versions of these games. Original games, that's rare enough to keep them preserved, but the arcade games are dying out as well. There's only so many that have actually been carried over to be on cartridges and on consoles.
I found it.
Oh, you did?
All right.
Let's see it.
Wow us, Lethal. What the fuck?
What
That's that's Unk Zero when he goes bald finally.
It looks like he got an overbite there.
What are we doing here? Holy shit.
No, okay, guys. Somebody actually looked at this and said, yep, that looks good to me.
Dude, this book had fucking editors. Imagine
Yes.
your name being the editor on this.
My God. I hope he's using a pseudonym or something. God damn. That is atrocious. There's not even a symmetry with the... Oh my God.
Okay. I want everyone in the chat to be honest. If I showed you this image, would you guess that this was Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung?
No, never in a million years.
I would have thought it would be a rejected concept art from Borderlands of a character that was never brought in or something.
I would have just thought this was like I said earlier, a poor paint by numbers of something else. Maybe the Highlander dude that Christopher Lambert plays. Maybe that guy.
That's a wild picture.
Better, Jake. Yeah, it could be fun. It could be the new D&D art.
Could be doing DR. Yeah.
There's not even what is going on with the jawline there? He's got 3 separate chins and 2 separate jawlines. His Adam's apple has a mini apple to it. What's going on here?
Anytime, this is why, whenever I see those Elon Musk posts about AI gaming is the future, I just can't help but be like, have you seen this? Look at this shit. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, they ain't exactly a light at the end of that tunnel, homie.
We're not there yet.
Please,
We're not there yet. It's probably
Looks like Shang Tsung's mom abused a lot of Tylenol.
A lot of Tylenol. A lot.
Thanks, Toxic.
Yeah.
Yep.
John, can you please read this?
Yes. That is a result of someone describing to a blind artist how to paint Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Yep.
Your soul is mine, brother.
$40 someone would pay for that. That's crazy. I would never buy video game merchandise ever again if that's what I was getting.
Oh,
yeah,
there was also this
atrocious.
one as well. Oh, I forgot about this one. Just to show
All
you
right.
how bad it really,
Lay it
really,
on
really
us.
is. Oh boy. Before and after. Left is the Mortal Kombat historical art book on their book, and right is Google Gemini. Whoever put this book together needs to learn AI prompts for something. So you can actually do it. right? If you want to do the whole AI upscaling thing, it can be done to an extent. You just don't know what you're fucking doing. So one on the left was actually published, and the one on the right was the person going, I just did it myself on the same fucking program.
What did the original artwork look like before it was upscaled for this book? I want to see that comparison.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty sure you can find that easy enough. But yeah, you're absolutely right on that, Lethal. Heck, I got buddies of mine who do AI art for fun for for the tabletop games that I play. And oh boy, some of the work that it's just a matter of setting up the prompts properly, using the proper programs that you know, and add it all together and sculpt. You're basically sculpting with these tools. It's not like you're just letting the robot do the whole task itself. You say, okay, I'll do it this way. All right.
Using AI as it was meant to? Is that what you're describing, Jono?
Yeah. But everybody, it's like, you know, people got super defensive, and, you know, because they see their, like, for a lot of them, they see their livelihoods threatened by it, because it allows for individuals like myself who haven't spent years and years of a talent be able to create his own art to put into his own work. Like originally, like 10, 15 years ago, if I would have wanted the like personal artwork and, you know, any sort of like concept art or any art done for any of the tabletop games that I played, I'd have to pay somebody to do it, or be lucky enough to have a friend who would want to put the time and effort to do that. But now with the AI art, like my dungeon masters, the both of them, they just do fantastic work with AI, just throwing into the prompts, some of it pretty wild stuff, but you know, it's as always, you know, we're gonna have some fun with it. But it's just that's all it simply is. It's just a tool, and if artists would just start treating it like an easel and paintbrush and their own friggin' whatever, everything else, treat it like any of their other tools that they use on their canvas, they would see it in a far better light, and they would actually be able to adapt themselves to, you know, bring their art to the modern age and go into the future being able to use AI art. Jeez, please.
I do have an image here, but it's really fucking small. And then when I zoom in, but
that's fine, Lethal. You're here. We're already used to seeing small things.
Oh well, it keeps your breath minty fresh and coming back every week.
$20 is $20. I'm not going to complain.
And a nut's a nut.
You ain't lying. $20 is $20.
What was I typing in? Flawless Victory. That's what it's called. So I can do a side by side. Flawless Victory book. Sub-Zero. Okay. Again, these are just shitty images, but it's probably the best I could do on short notice without doing everything, getting everything prepped. Okay, so original is this. Just focus on Sub-Zero over here, right?
Okay.
I know that's really blurry because it's super zoomed in. And his eyes are all fucked. And what the fuck? The more you look at it, the worse it gets.
What are we doing here? Honestly, like, you can just go to fucking Grok, and if you're not a fucking illiterate retard, you can literally upscale anything. You can make Lethal's non-existent nut look like the fucking Mona Lisa if you just type the prompt in right.
Yeah, you can make my ball sack look like a smiling French bitch.
Right.
But that other person did, what was it? Melina. They said, well, look, I can fucking do it. So how is this being sold for $40?
What are we doing here? What are
the
we
worst
doing
part?
Here?
The worst fucking part about this is designed to appeal to the hardcore diehards, right? And those are the people you've just completely fucked over.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Warner Brothers, what are you doing?
Like, again, before I start closing all these other tabs, let's just go back through some of these. What is that shit?
Guys, like I said, they had editors come in, look at that, and give it a stamp of approval.
Fucking hell, man. Sad state of affairs across the fucking board with that. All right, where we at? Last Toxic Mail with a $5 through Super Chat. Thank you very much. Lethal, bro. Fuck me like the whore I am. Anyway, Lethal, you owe me rent. Vex needs to bust one out. Is this true? Do you need to bust one out, Vex?
Not at this immediate moment, no.
listen, in this world, it's either nut or be nutted, and you just made your choice.
Hold on, bee nutted sounds like you've got to milk the nut out of bee. What?
Just get the gloves. And John has a cum face emote. I think we need a lethal cum face emote. I can bust loads, mate. I can bust loads, mate. What the fuck is that sentence? I can bust loads, mate. For real, for real. Okay, let me go from the top. Lethal, you owe me rent. Vex needs to bust one out, and John has a cum face emote. I think we need a lethal cum face emote, and I can bust loads, mate. For real, for real. Well, there is a lethal nut emoji, isn't there? So,
there is.
Yeah, look,
Well,
look there is a lethal.
He wants an emote of you getting nutted on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does that mean we can hold up, chat? Does that mean we can do this? So we can go lethal.
John, it keeps my skin glowing. Ew.
Lethal
Is that all that
face.
extra protein?
Look, lethal nut, John cum face. You can put them together. Oh, you can also do this. Oops. Oh, now it's just to see how creative we can get. So you can do this one now. You can have lethal nut on John's cum face, and then have Blibes going.
You see what he did?
And then while all that's going on, you have Black Motta. And people keep saying, can we have this emoji, that emoji? No, we need memberships for that shit, you fucking bastards. That's how it works. YouTube's all about that, motherfucker.
We need many more memberships so Lethal can tell us you need 10 more.
Yes, yes.
And lie about that all over again. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
YouTube
Square
hates you.
Enix. Square Enix time, motherfuckers. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, this was quite an interview. But what the journalists have been kind of doing with this is that every subject that they've jumped onto in that interview, they've created an article for. So you're seeing all kinds of articles left, right, and center about this guy talking about his game, the games and Expedition 33. But milking it.
Well,
but it's good. It's a solid.
One.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director would love to make a AA game with a similar scope to Clair Obscur Expedition 33 that's really focused on one area. My brother in Christ.
You're in the wrong studio, buddy.
Yeah.
You are in the worst studio to be doing that. Creative Studio 1. Those are the guys who are in charge of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
The Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director. So the guy that made the game that's just a fucking expanded, bloated out version of an original game wants to do a more focused, condensed game. You're working on a remaster, remake, whatever, that's being broken up. That's one game being broken up into 3 parts. You're doing the polar opposite. Hey, maybe that's why he wants to go and do
Breath of fresh air for him, yeah.
Speaking of breath of fresh air, goddamn, baby. All right, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth director hasn't been shy about his admiration for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, this year's JRPG inspired. Thank you. So it's not a JRPG, but it's JRPG inspired. Even going as far as calling it his game of the year. But the growing trend of successful AA games has him itching to try the same thing. If only he could ignore his important role at Square Enix. If only damn this job that I have, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
When asked about Clair Obscur and if other AA games have affected how the team views game production in an interview of Games Radar, he acknowledged that the cost involved in creating AAA games has really risen so much, but the main differences manifest in how complete and multifaceted the games can be. With a AAA game, whatever direction you look at it, whatever element you take, it's a very high quality. Think of how much stuffs is loaded in to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. For example, minigames, vehicles, tournaments, side quests, photo mode, hidden bosses, etc. Well, most of that stuff's actually also in Clair Obscur, but anyway. Meanwhile, in his view, AA games usually pick one aspect, one element, and really push that hard. Take that to a high level, since money development is limited, of course. But that's fucking wild, because like I said, Clair Obscur has most of what he just said. There's like optional dungeons and hidden bosses and shit like that.
Yeah, because the only way that really his statement really works out is if that one singular thing that he's talking about is all the fundamentals that made JRPGs great. Like the very fundamental things, as we're talking combat, the music, the story, the all the little the extra minigame stuff, the mechanics of the combat system itself, broken yet awesome at the same time. They do everything right on those matters, and yet I guess if you're trying to condense the entirety of great JRPGs into a singular aspect, that makes sense. But
That's wild. The Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy lead then told us he would love to try to make a game that, like AA, which is really focused on one area, pushing the bloat out, brother in Christ. Again, you're stretching one game out into three. And making that one aspect as fun as possible, but only if he completely ignored the reality of it, the position I have in the company, what they want me to make, the requirements of my position, and that kind of thing. I don't think Square Enix would like you saying this, but whatever. Still, though, being up on the AAA RPG conveyor belt for the foreseeable future, that is a wild way to fucking describe it. Holy shit, that sounds painful. He wants to support developers working at a smaller scope, mainly because it's good for the industry. I'm glad he said that because that part is so true, and we need more AAA people to acknowledge that. If I've got a chance to work together with some of the people that make these kinds of games, I think that'd be really great as well. So from an industry, I think it's really healthy, and I like seeing those AAs coming. I'm going to give him props for that. The fact that he actually said that in an interview is really, really good because a lot of AAA just don't want to acknowledge that type of stuff. Buy our stuff, fuck these guys, just keep buying our stuff. But over the past few years is that there's just been this, what would you call it? I don't want to say push, but just this unbeatable realization that the AAs are the winners, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
The AAs are the winners. You'll get indie bangers and stuff like that, but I mean, look, say what you will about the state of Helldivers, but bro, when was the last time you saw a game that captured the culture like Helldivers? I haven't seen that in a long ass fucking time, right? And that was AA. But again, I respect him for saying that. However, I just think a lot of what he said is pretty ironic considering the game that he's actually working on himself.
yeah. Well, I cut him some slack. It is a good position that he's in. It's not like he made the decision to be to work on the Final Fantasy project. He became the director.
Oh, I don't
in this
like
position.
I don't mean in a hypocritical sense, but just in that's ironic.
Yeah. Well, it's you can understand it for especially. I looked a little bit of his work. He's been in the AAA business for a long time, and it's like we said earlier. It's like it'd be a breath of fresh air for somebody like that to go into get out of the AAA gunk and all the grind that comes from that, and then find themselves in a small studio with a dedicated team that are working on a project that everybody is fully passionate about. That's what they had over at for Clair Obscur. And look at the results of that. I think it would also be really helpful for a lot of these AAA companies to maybe visit the fucking studios and watch these guys. Maybe try to remember the great things, the great passions that made your studios great. The involvement that you guys have had back in the day, like for places like BioWare, like Ubisoft, like Electronic Arts, where there was a level of even freaking Naughty Dog. Back in the day when their bread and butter was the Crash Bandicoot games, there was a level of passion of a small team just dedicated to their craft. But with these days, with the AAAs, it's just so bureaucratic. It's so bloated.
Well, that's wild because the Sandfall Interactive, they did go to Square Enix's headquarters and they did all hang out and shit like that. And it was kind of funny because they were like, what inspired you to make this game? Like, you?
Yeah, they're probably pointing at all the artwork on the hallways and in the offices. Yeah,
all this shit. Oh,
Wild.
boy. All right. Before we move on, Jono, you're going to be streaming in about 30 minutes, aren't you?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe a little sooner. Come and check me out over at Big Jono Gaming. I'll throw the link over in chat right now if I remember.
Yeah, boy.
I hope that's the right one still. Yes, it is. Yep.
And what about you, Vex at Electronic Car? Fucking women. What are you working on?
Oh, what am I working on? I'll be doing a Predator Badlands review. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow. I have set aside dedicated time to do it, so like no more fucking twiddling my thumbs. Like there will be a video out before Monday.
There you go. See,
Excellent. Looking forward to
see,
it.
chat. You're just
you.
gonna talk really slow to them and use small words so they understand.
So my brain just fucking turns off whenever someone starts talking about Final Fantasy because I think that's
all right.
a really
I
gay
understand.
IP. So
I
I'm
understand. Your brain, it's not your fault. It's just how you're born. You can't help it.
It's all right.
Coming from a guy with brain damage, I don't know how
Brain
well I should
damaged?
take that.
Brain damaged? Woman.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Makes sense. The science is out.
You got out scienced. You got out scienced. Oh, geez. All right. Last Toxic Matt with a tenner for a super chat. Thank you very much. And guys, we are so close to beating what the quartering begs for every stream. Thank you very much. A lot of people are probably sick of me saying that, but I still find it funny.
It's funny though. It really is funny. That new intro, by the way, somebody like make like a hard like a Tiesto style remix of that, please. Oh my goodness. That's like certified club banger potential right there.
The sky ball. Like I remember Cream on Monday, he was talking to me. He's like, I love how we've just stolen the sky ball. I'm like, yeah, but it's too fucking funny. He's like, oh, I love the sky ball. Oi, at Grok, can you fix, uplift, upscale the woman's asses in chat? Oh man. For a good butt day, in addition to extending Lethal's hairline because he's rocking a widow's peak, and that cop would be jealous of. Real talk. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I am the cup. You know, I'm not the drink. I am the cup. They call me the cup, right?
Because people piss in you?
No, because my son is the drink, so therefore I am the cup. You don't know the fucking law, do you?
No, I don't know.
You're an idiot. I mean, you're a woman.
Those are synonyms, sir.
Oh, jeez. And for the record, I buck broke Kobe Shinobi with a $2 super chat about molesting the Cream NATO. The dude will make videos about Piccolo's rape dungeon, but I sent a super chat saying that's molest the Cream NATO, and that's too fucking far. So make what you will of that. All right. Oh, jeez. Okay. So over here, we have a little something called Darkwatch. And it's a single-player extraction game where you and your dog fight to stop Cthulhu's invasion, enhance your skills, gear, and canine ally, and face the creeping madness together. Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, man.
Squid-looking motherfucker.
Real deal Lovecraftian stuff.
Yeah. How are we feeling about Lovecraftian action?
Oh, I'm totally down for it.
It intrigues me. It's so fucking wild.
Because I feel like a lot of these games just try to be psychological, whereas this one's just more like that.
Yeah. Out of this world, alien. What is it? Every time you die, back to square one? Dang.
Oh, and you have a dog companion.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's a solid game.
Okay, copy. Let's just go ahead and put that in here.
It looks like it'll dive deeper into deeper than what most people are accustomed to when it comes to the Lovecraftian mythos. Because a lot of people, they see the Call of Cthulhu stuff, they think that that's all the Lovecraftian stuff. That is just the kind of like a morsel of the entire friggin' iceberg that is the Lovecraft mythos. Like some of the creatures and beings that they're imagined, freaky shit. Mr. Shub, that's all I'll say. Can't say the rest of his name on YouTube. Mr. Shub is quite the character.
There is a demo that's available right now as well, if you are interested. I found it interesting that it was more action-based. So many of these games, they want to be psychological horrors and shit like that. And
I was noting that too.
warping.
I just want to see fucking cool monsters, and I want to maybe shoot them. That's like, not everything needs to be like me confronting my trauma from the past.
Yeah, I do that daily on the regular. I don't need no fucking cosmic being to do that. You know what? I'm like that Dracula dude on YouTube. I hope those fucking aliens are real, so that way I have something else to fuck. You know what? We're watching that. That's our outro. I hope those aliens are real. I don't know who this fucking dude is. He just sits down and just says fucking wild. Do you know who he is? You guys know who I'm talking about?
No.
Not a clue.
He's just some dude that dresses as Dracula that just says wild fucking sentences one after another. They don't string together at all. All right, well, he's going to be our outro.
All right, sounds good. Yep,
Wow.
about 25, 30 minutes from now, I'll be going live over at my channel again for Battlefield 6. Just gonna play some multiplayer, Conquest, just whatever the fuck for a few hours, have some fun, shoot shit while shooting shit.
Heck yeah. I might be live later today. I did have something come. I was supposed to start my whore out session where I'm going to be whoring out Fortnite to fucking get Ninja Gaiden, but I might have to do that tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. Listen, Bish, we need more brain damage, bruh. I think you've had enough brain damage. Look at your picture. I think you've had more than enough fucking brain damage, log. But thank you very much. Appreciate that, Muslim Memes. Thank you. All right. On that note, I present to you Dracula Flow Episode 2. All right, here you go. Enjoy.
That pussy better stank, otherwise I don't want it. Popped a perk 30, got straight to fucking. That pussy dulce. Smoking fentanyl, lace cereal milk. I see God. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. That pussy got me screaming, crying, pissing, shitting, shooting ropes. Yeah, we getting that Pirate Bay alien shish kebab cordyceps money. I hope them aliens are real so that I have more things to fuck. Smoking the Qui-Gon Jinn Vietnamese Phillips head runts. She sucked me like a cordless Dyson V8. I'm in the K-hole, licking balloon knot. When I got the meat cannon, I be shooting straight rope. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Chanel Optics got me seeing shit. I need fentanyl slime. I just popped a whole garbanzo bean. Fuck you mean. I smoke real Imrani, rapscallion ghost nuggets. Y'all can't fuck with me. I'm him. I've been him. I will continue to be him. Yellow rubies glistening like piss. Gulping sea monkeys by the gallon, my tummy feel crazy. That coochie yummy slime. That coochie doing it for me slime. They thought they could stop a demon, I'm back. The Zaza got me speaking Esperanto. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. We out here cloud seeding, the scope gleaming. You can't trust me. I don't even trust myself. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm getting too much money. Ass so fat, I'm peeking off this Danny Phantom slime. Can you remind me who I am? Get the president on the phone now. I fronted him a brick. I need my money. Hello? Black China?